Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a brand new podcast produced by the Ian Hoover Radio Network. I am calling it the Realtor Nation Podcast, a podcast by a real estate agent interviewing more successful realtors for other real estate professionals to listen to. My name is Ian Hoover, and I am the host of this podcast, and I'm very excited to bring you the Realtor Nation, a show to help improve your business. My goal is to bring you some of the most successful agents in the business and ask them the questions that every realtor wants to know. 87% of real estate professionals fail. What other career can you say that about? The agents I am interviewing have not only succeeded, but they are truly some of the most talented agents in our business. Today I'm sitting in front of Pittsburgh real estate royalty, the legend herself, Karen Marshall. And before Karen starts, I'd like to talk about her impressive resume. She's the founder of the Karen Marshall Group with Keller Realty. She's had her license for over 30 years. She got it in 1987. Small side note, I was born in 1987, so it must have been a great year. She was named one of the top most influential agents in Pennsylvania, and in 2016, her and her team have sold over $57 million in real estate in Pittsburgh, where the average sale price is only $166,000. And her best year, her and her team sold over $67 million. Wow. So without further ado, I'm very excited to introduce Karen Marshall to the podcast. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you so much. Honored to be here.
That's a truly amazing resume, much better than mine, I must say.
You'll get there. It just takes time.
Well, thanks for taking the time out of your day. I'd like to start by having you talk a little about your journey to becoming a $57 million producing agent.
My journey started as I was teaching Montessori school and needed to make a better living for my family. And a friend of mine, a lifelong friend of my parents, was a manager at another company and said, go get your real estate license. You'll make $1 million with your personality. And I went and got it and was hired by another company for different reasons, and she ended up being the owner of the company. Was a past client of my dad's, and it's been a great life for the last 30 years.
And your friend was right. You make over $1 million in real estate. So let's start with what your favorite thing is about our business.
Meeting interesting people and keeping them as lifelong friends and clients. I think every day is just wonderful to meet somebody new and be able to help them in different aspects.
I agree. I have some really great friends I've met in this business. What is your least favorite thing about our business?
I think when people don't do business the right way. I think that drives a wedge between where there doesn't have to be, and that's very disconcerting that you're just not doing the right thing in business. You
got to do business the right way. There's a lot of money to be made doing business the right way. You've proven that.
Thank you.
So what is, in our business, 87% of agents fail. Why do you think that is?
They don't have the stamina or they don't work at their skill level either. They think that this is just an easy job opening doors and showing homes, and they don't learn the interworkings of a home and the heating system and the grading system, so they don't take that time to be crafted in their trade. And so I think that's when they get frustrated and one deal falls apart and they think, that they're not going to put up with all of this minutia that has to go behind the scenes, and most people don't realize there's over 200 or 300 things that we have to do per transaction that no one really gets to see until you delve into it in the real world.
I think work ethic might have a little bit to do with that, don't you think?
Absolutely. They want everything to be handed to them, and they don't want to have to work for anything in a lot of respects. So in this
business, you have to make money, spend money to make money. And what would you give advice to a struggling agent who can't make enough money right now?
Well, I think they need a good support system behind them. They need either to keep their job that they're working in, and or have a backup plan or a support system like their parents who can help them either stay at home and keep money in that way so that they can spend the monies they need to market properties in a certain fashion. But I think that if they work diligently and don't just do it as a 2-hour-a-day job, you'll find that once you delve into it, I thought I could do it just teaching Montessori part-time and do this part-time, and after about 2 months I said there's no way I can do this part-time. If you're not totally involved. I mean, you have to go to classes continually. You have to update your resume. You have to be out in the public. You have to learn the inventory. Learning the inventory is a huge factor for agents. They go to show houses. They don't even know what the house down the street sold for. So you have to know all of those factors, and not keeping up to date in with your education is part of the reason people fail.
It's funny you say learning inventory, because Alex, my mentor, my partner, showed me one of the old MLS books that you guys used to use. It was like a huge, thick phone book.
We know.
That is crazy. I couldn't even imagine doing business like that. So, how many hours a week does it take to sell $57 million in real estate?
You're at 100 hours a week. You're working way more than 8 hours. I put 16, 17 hours in a day. I do.
Wow, that's really amazing. How do you keep the stamina up when you do that?
I just get energized. They call me the Energizer Bunny. I take my shoes off around here and I run up and down the halls is what I do. I'm motivated to get a lot of things done at one time. I'm probably the worst multitasker. I mean, I do multitask, and that's the worst thing anyone can do, but I just have a lot of things to get done in my life.
Well, I know you don't do it all alone, so let's talk a little bit about your team. Why did you start a team?
Because I finally learned that I'm not good at everything, tech being one of them. I don't love it. I don't want to do it. I avoid it at all costs. And so I had to find those people who could support me in everything that was needed for today's business plan. So you can't do this business without tech, because everything's generated by tech and SEO and all the other terms that are out there now. I'm lucky I didn't even know what that means. I'm a people person, so I'd rather be face-to-face with people or talking to them on the phone, or when I drive for an hour, I take 30 people's my client base and I start calling them. So I'm always doing that aspect of it.
You just never stop, do you?
Well, I can. There are times when I do. I work hard and then I try to play hard a little bit.
If you don't mind sharing, how is your team structured?
We have our office staff, which is Julia runs the office, the business part of it, all the files, making sure that the websites are up to date. And Mindy is my closing coordinator and listing coordinator. So once I bring the file in, she and I are in charge of the listing. And then when we get the sales contract, then she takes it from there on as well. I have Lydia as our marketing director, and she does all of the postings and social media that we have to put out there on a day-to-day basis, and promoting our product. So our product is our homes and buildings, etc., land parcels. She's coming up with creative ways to offer those to the populace and to show them in a different fashion. So she's very creative with her words, and she's been a great asset to us. And then I do have a girl, Hanukkah, over in the Philippines, who is my virtual assistant, who does a lot of the Snapology or whatever that other stuff is that you have to do. She does a lot of postings for us and
social media.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and then you have some agents that work for you.
And then we have our main body of agents that are buyer agents, and we have listing specialists. So I'm the main listing specialist, and then we have 5 buyers agents, one of which is commercial. Jamie's our commercial head of that, and then we have Megan, Jamie, Jeannie, Jay, and Kim. And then we have Kristen. I forgot Kristen. Kristen is my new ISA, which we implemented this year. Kristen does all of the follow-up calls for incoming business. So people that are on the websites and we're getting notified that they're on the website. So she is making the appointments for our buyers agents to meet with those clients and hopefully, capture them and sell them homes.
Wow, and something I know because we had a failed take is that you actually let your agents, your buyer's agents, actually promote their own name, like on their listing.
Absolutely.
Why do you do that?
Because they all have an identity. I'm not the only identity here. I mean, they all contribute tremendously to this team, and if we didn't have all of their input every month, we wouldn't be a team. And so I think that the agents who it's all about them and their name, that's robbing the other agents. And they resent it. You don't want those client or those agents that are working with you to resent you in any fashion. So we're a team, and so we're here to help each other. My one main agent today, her mother just had I hope that she's fine, but she had a horrible health thing that happened, and so we all stepped to the plate. Mindy ran out to show the houses because I had you as the appointment. So I'd be down there showing her clients from out of state. So we're all here to help each other and to promote, bring them, elevate them to the next level.
Truly sounds like a team or even a family sometimes.
We are.
So the saying I'm going to go back to is it takes money. You got to spend money to make money in the business. So what is the best free way that you generate business?
I think the social media. If I was doing it myself, just putting it out on social media would be the freest way. Now we have to pay for Facebook, things like that, which we didn't have to a couple of years ago. And when we started with what was the other website that you could sell things on? Craigslist. We would do Craigslist, and that used to be free, and then it went into being paid. So social media and promote, self-promoting the properties directly to our clients. Just getting it out. Email blasts. We do a lot of email blasts to other agents. That's free, other than staff time, salary time. Getting it out and promoting it to clients and other agents. Because, out of sight, out of mind, they forget sometimes. And our multi-list is not fail-safe. Sometimes it shows you everything, and sometimes it misses.
Well, it sounds like you do a lot of one thing that I do a lot of, and that's call our past clients, and that's
Correct.
A free way to do business too, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so out of the money that you do spend in marketing, what is your best return on investment?
Well, we've found statistically that it's Realtor.com. Investing in Realtor.com has brought us the most qualified leads. And they're not just searching or surfing the internet to see what their neighbor's house is and filling in, 0000 for a phone number. They're actually looking because they really need a property or they want to sell their property. And so we have found that has been the best source for us, other than past clients. Past clients and referrals are always number one.
Well, I haven't even heard about using Realtor.com. Zillow is obviously one that a lot of agents use that I didn't really have a lot of success with. So
we paid a lot of money and did not have great success either. They were pretty bogus, a lot of them.
Well, that's good to know. Tell me your favorite memory about your career.
My favorite memory, is doing that development in honor of my son, doing Reedmont Manor. So it's a big, scary thing to do, and I had some support as far as I dealt with a lot of developers at the time, and so I had their input. But taking a huge loan, my father was like, "Are you sure we should be doing this?" And it was pretty challenging, but we were very fortunate, and my son was looking over us, and it was a great success. Paid the bank off early, and that was the best part.
Was it a home development?
It was a home development, yeah.
How many homes?
We had 17 lots. 14 of them were more of estate lots, and then we had some street on the other side of the development. We had single family on the other side as well that were smaller lots. But it was sold out in, I think, maybe 14 months. It was tremendous.
I'm going to have to pick your brain about that someday. I'd like to do that someday. So it's hard to believe that you ever struggled in our business, but I'm sure that you did. Can you tell us about a moment when you were truly struggling and what you did to get out of it?
Well, I think it's your mindset, and even though you get hurt and disappointed and many teary eyes and, deals that fall through the week before that you think you're banking on this money for paying bills, et cetera, when you're a single mom and raising two boys on your own, every dollar is allotted for. So when discourse happens, I think is the most difficult time, and someone really disappoints you that you thought highly of, or that kind of just goes right into your heart and turns it and you learn from my dad would always say, you learn from every experience, whether it's good or bad. Even the bad you're learning from. So my outlook is, it was a bad experience, I got hurt by it, but I learned something from it. And so the next time I'll be more cautious and more aware of my surroundings and what's going on, and be a little more cautious.
Okay. I'm excited about this question because I pulled a lot of agents to get these questions, but this is mine because I'm a big fan of The Art of the Deal, and in that book, Donald Trump talks about his day and what a typical day looks like in Donald Trump's life, and I'm very excited to know what does a typical day look like in Karen Marshall's life.